The hospital corridors were quiet, but there was an underlying tension in the air. A trusted doctor, Dr. Samuel Wright, had been performing unnecessary surgeries, falsifying medical records, and putting his patients at risk, all to collect more money. Clint Eastwood had heard the whispers, and after doing some digging, he discovered the disturbing truth. Wright had been practicing medicine for years under false pretenses, using his position to deceive and harm the very people he was meant to protect. Clint wasn't about to let him get away with it. He walked into the hospital, his boots echoing in the empty halls, his eyes set on the doctor's office. Clint pushed open the door, and Dr. Wright looked up from his desk, clearly surprised to see him. "What is this? An intervention?" Dr. Wright asked, his voice laced with sarcasm. "Something like that," Clint replied, his gaze cold and unwavering. "I'm here to make sure you answer for what you've done." The doctor's expression shifted slightly, but he quickly masked it with a smug grin. "I don't know what you're talking about. I've helped thousands of patients. I've saved lives." Clint's eyes narrowed. "You haven't saved anyone. You've been hurting them, lying to them, and making them think you're helping, all for a paycheck." Dr. Wright stood up, trying to assert his authority. "You don't know the first thing about medicine, old man," he sneered. But Clint wasn't backing down. Clint took a step closer, his voice growing more intense. "What I know is that you've been performing surgeries that aren't needed. You've been falsifying records, and you've been taking advantage of people's trust to line your pockets, and that's something I won't stand for." Dr. Wright scoffed, clearly trying to hide his unease. "You can't prove anything. I've got all the paperwork, all the credentials. I'm a doctor. You think you can just walk in here and accuse me?" Clint slammed a stack. "Lies don't work when the truth is staring you in the face," Clint said, his tone harsh. "You've been playing with people's lives, and now you're going to pay for it." The doctor began to back away, but Clint was already ahead of him. "You can run, but you can't hide from the consequences. You've hurt too many people, and now it's time to make it right." The authorities arrived, quickly arresting Dr. Wright and taking him away. The hospital staff, who had been too afraid to speak up, watched in shock and relief as the man who had been causing so much harm was led away in handcuffs. Clint stood in the doorway watching the scene unfold. He didn't need thanks. He didn't need recognition. What mattered was that justice had been served. The patients who had been wronged could finally get the treatment they deserved, and the doctor who had preyed on them was finally facing the consequences of his actions. And if you want to see more of Clint Eastwood's relentless pursuit of justice, where no one gets away with putting lives at risk for profit, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon, because Clint always makes sure the truth is uncovered,